And I think even to make any art about something is an act of love in a way, because you're giving it time.
Yeah.
And I had this feeling that, just like with the characters, if you show characters honestly, they will be beautiful, and if you show a place honestly, it will be beautiful. Well, I've wanted to be a writer-director for a long time, but because I didn't go to film school, so I sort of did it on set. I kind of, when I was acting or co-writing or producing, I was like figuring out how you get a movie from page to the end of, it's being released.
I'd been working in film for 10 years, and I'd done sort of every job that I could do, and I was lucky enough to act a lot and be on a lot of great directors' sets, and I had written, I had co-written, I had held the boom, I had edited, I had costumed, I had applied powder. I felt like I was using that in a way to gather my 10,000 hours, or whatever the Malcolm Gladwell's requirement is.
I knew that it was time and that this was the project I should direct, but I so badly wanted to make something that cinema could be proud of. I know that at the end of 2013, there was a 350-page draft on my computer titled Mothers and Daughters, and that eventually became this movie. But it was so long and so boring, and I needed to work on it. So it takes me a long time to write. I wish it didn't.
I don't really decide what a core of a story is before I write. I write to figure out what the story is, and I think that the characters end up talking to you and telling you what they want to be doing and what is important to them. And then, so in some ways, your job is to listen as much as to write, and to listen to what these characters that are coming through you are telling you.
Lady Bird.
Is that your given name?
Yeah.
Why is it in quote?
Well, I gave it to myself. It's given to me by me.
My scripts themselves are very set. I don't. As an actor, I've done a lot of improvisation in different movies, but my scripts themselves are. I don't allow for a lot of changes. Mm-hmm. I like the words said word for word.
Okay, fine. Well, yours is the worst life of all, so you win.
Oh, so now you're mad?
No, it's
because
just you're being ridiculous because you have a great life.
I'm sorry, I'm not perfect.
I would say like 90% of the script is on the screen. I mean, almost exactly as written.
Now, I understand that you went to an all-girls Catholic school?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, like stereotypical, like knee socks and plaid skirts kind of thing?
Yeah.
With the nuns measuring like the length of the skirt and all that kind of stuff?
We had skirt check.
Ladies, skirts. Yes. I'm going to write you a citation, Miss Walton. No more short skirts.
But you're not a Catholic.
No, I'm not a Catholic, but I actually loved Catholic school and everything in it, because I mean, to be totally honest, because I was kind of a theatrical kid.
Maybe you would enjoy theater arts. They're having auditions for the fall musical.
Do we have that here?
It's a collaborative effort with the men at Xavier.
But the character of Lady Bird was actually something that both Saoirse and I realized when we started working on this together. It was not who I was when I was in high school. I was I never made anyone call me by a different name. I didn't dye my hair bright red. I was a very rule-following kid. And I think we related on that level. And then when I wrote it, I was trying to almost create a person who is more brave than I had the ability to be, who is more wildly herself. And I felt like there was some unconscious exploration of what I couldn't have enough bravery to actually do. But I mean, I did give my mother hell, which I feel very badly about now.
Didn't we all?
My name is Lady Bird.
Well, actually, it's not, and it's ridiculous.
Call me Lady Bird like you said you would.
You should just go to City College. You know, with your work ethic, just go to City College and then to jail, and then back to City College, and then maybe you'd learn to pull yourself up and not expect everybody to do everything.
I wanted to keep going back to that theme, even if it wasn't literally between a mother and a daughter. I wanted to keep exploring that. We're meeting them at the worst moment of their relationship. But what was great? What were the good times? When were they close? When was the last time that they were really close? Like, because I think if you didn't have that kind of baseline of love, that none of it would make sense. It would just be cruel. It would just be people fighting. Well, there's not one guy, there's two guys, and they're both wrong, because that's not the love story. The love story is between her and her mother. And I wanted it to be that we were following this girl and then realize, but this is just as much her mother's story. So somebody's coming of age as somebody else is letting go. And I was just as interested in the letting go.
It's okay. She'll be back. She'll come back.
I was saying to you before, but I feel like the most gratifying thing for me is when mothers have come up to me and said, I know, I wanted to kill her, and also I couldn't believe she was going.
So Greta, I'm really confused. When did you meet my mother and eavesdrop on her?
Marion is so many people. It's true.
Well, if men had daughters, they totally got it. They were like, "Yep, this is my wife and my daughter. I get it." Yeah, and if they were raised with sisters, they were like, "That was my sister and my mother." Right. But if they didn't have either of those things, they had this like, do women really fight like this?
Do you have any idea what it costs to raise you and how much you're just throwing away every day?
Give me a number.
What?
Give me a number.
I don't understand.
You give me a number for how much it costs to raise me, and I'm gonna get older and make a lot of money and write you a check for what I owe you so that I never have to speak to you again.
You go out with your best every day. You're trying to make the best thing that you can possibly make, and you hope it connects to people, and you hope it's something that helps them see themselves and see people they love. So again, particularly for teenagers, you're so certain that life with a capital L is happening somewhere else and that it's not happening to you, and you got to go get to life.
I wish I could live through something.
Aren't you?
I really wanted to make a movie that was a reflection on home and what does home mean and how does leaving home define what it is for you and your love for it. And I felt like, it was a love letter to Sacramento, and I felt like what better way to make a love letter than through somebody who wants to get out and then realize that they loved it.
I read your college essay. You clearly love Sacramento.
I do?
You write about Sacramento so affectionately and with such care.
Well, I was just describing it.
Well, it comes across as love.
Sure. I guess I pay attention.
Don't you think maybe they are the same thing? Love and attention.
And part of the journey of the movie, I think, is like she's saying, like, I gotta get out of this town, I gotta get away from my family, I gotta have a whole new life. And what the movie knows and what the audience knows is your town's great, your family loves you, your life is good. And you are waiting for the character to get to the end of the movie so that the character realizes what the movie already knows and what you as the audience knows. And she gets there, but it's painful.
But I wanted to tell you, I love you. Thank you. Thank you.